Hello again. There have been claims that Israel violated the Geneva Convention and various other generally accepted standards of international behaviour by their bombing of Gaza and the surrounding area. This is debatable. What is undeniably true is that as soon as the war began, the enemy forces, those of the Izzat al-Qassam brigades, the military wing of Hamas, took off their uniforms and began wearing civilian clothing. By doing so, they removed themselves from the protection of the Geneva Convention, and any military actions which they subsequently engaged in became war crimes. There were two motives for this flagrant breach of the usage of war. One was, of course, because they didn't wish to be identified by the enemy. Soldiers who take off their uniforms and pose as civilians in this way and then launch attacks on enemy forces have traditionally been dealt with very severely, usually by summary execution. The second motive for this action was because it enabled Izzat al-Qassam troops who were killed in action to be incorrectly identified as civilians, thus painting the Israeli army in a poor light. We know that this happened without a shadow of a doubt because as soon as the armistice or ceasefire began, the troops of Hamas immediately put on their uniforms again and openly displayed their weaponry. When soldiers behave in this fashion, by removing their uniforms in time of war, mingling with the civilian population and engaging in military action from civilian positions, it inevitably produces civilian casualties. It could hardly be otherwise. Had these troops fought openly, in uniform, and engaged the enemy on the battlefield, then there would have been few, if any, civilian casualties. Committing such a clear violation of the laws of war in this way, and precipitating civilian deaths, is cowardly. Using those deaths to claim that the opposing side in the conflict is guilty of violating the Geneva Convention shows absolutely breathtaking chutzpah. That those in other countries were prepared to play along with this deception suggests either great stupidity or a desire to use civilian deaths to advance a particular agenda.